Hi guys. Yeah, okay. Hello. So I'm back here on live. And today we have Dia. Today she's gonna be doing a coffee tutorial with us. So you can ask her everything you want to know about coffee. Hello. And from the previous session, there were quite a few requests for why help? Why is Dia asking for help? So as I was saying, there were quite a few requests for cookies, and I thought that now, this period of time, we should... Huh? Did she... No, I didn't see. I didn't see her request. She don't know how to join. Oh yeah, I see you. Okay, she's here. What's going on? Help!
I was like, where's the request button? There's no request button.
So where did you find it?
Yeah, it suddenly popped up in the chat. So I was like asking for help on the chat.
Okay, so anyway, you're here.
I'm here.
Yes, so exciting.
Oh my god, this is my messy house.
This is my kitchen.
So nice, your kitchen. This is my nephew.
Yeah, so just now, as I was saying, right, the last time when I asked, there were a few requests for cookies.
Yes.
So that's why I thought to make one of my favorites, which is a sablé. It's a very buttery biscuit cookie, and
Sablé?
I really like it. And plus, it's easy. You don't need a lot of ingredients. That's why I thought that it would be very suitable for now. So, shall I
Yeah,
start?
actually your shoe cats were also pretty easy. I mean, like you made it look easy. So I have a few friends who actually tried, which is cool.
Yeah, I think that's great. Like making your own snacks at home.
So today is sablé,
Sablé.
sablé breton.
Yeah, wow, very good. You had good training.
我有练习. Okay, please start.
So, I already have the stand mixer here, and I have room temperature butter and sugar mixed in. And I'm using the pedal attachment. So, as in,
Okay, the 扁的啦.
yes, correct.
Not the like that one.
Not the whisk. So you just want to beat it until it's fluffy.
You just want to beat it. Beat
Yes.
it. Okay, sorry. Continue.
And then
beat it until it's fluffy.
It's fluffy. You're gonna die. Then you add one egg and vanilla bean paste or vanilla extract, whatever you have at home, which is just gonna add a little bit more flavor. And if you have the vanilla bean paste, it's actually, you know, the vanilla bean pods.
Yeah, then you scrape it out, right?
Yeah. So in the paste form, it's really nice and thick, and you have all the little vanilla bean, uh, the little spots in your cookie, which is really
Okay.
nice. So you just beat and combine the eggs with the butter and sugar that's already in the bowl. And then in this, I have already prepared.
Someone is asking if you can show the mixer bowl. Guys,
It's
you have to
just
decide,
me.
It's either you see the mixer bowl and then you don't see her, or you see her and you don't see the mixer bowl.
Because
Important choices.
I can't bring you up here as well. Yeah, so
Then
you'll
she will
only
probably
see
share the
this.
recipe with you later.
Yeah. So, okay, so I have here also flour, baking powder, and salt that I
baking
have
powder, salt.
sifted. That I
Okay.
have sifted. So when you have already incorporated the eggs, you can add the flour in.
Okay.
Yes. So you
Flour,
can just
baking powder, and
salt. Yes. So
So initially she added room temperature butter,
and
sugar, and one egg.
and
And then after that she's adding in the flour,
yes.
the baking powder, and salt.
Yes. So at low speed first, if not you have the flour in your place. And then you just slowly mix and incorporate the whole batter. For this one, because it's very, very buttery, so even working with the dough, you need to be very fast because it will just be very, very soft and hard to handle.
Okay.
So
like it'll
once
be runny, is it?
No, it's not runny, but it's very, very soft. And because of our weather, it's very hot. It will just melt when you are handling it.
Okay.
Like it just get very, very soft and hard to cut. And
What type of butter do you use?
unsalted.
Is there a specific brand that you like?
I think it's really up to individual taste. Yes, I have preferred brands, but I think I would say just go with what you have now in the fridge.
Dolly says hi.
Hi! She's really here. She was asking about like when I yeah, okay.
As to the questions about how much sugar, butter, eggs, flour, and salt, I'm sure Jeanette will share the recipe later on.
Yes.
She might even do a video.
Yeah.
Like the previous one, like the chouquette, she'll do a Sablé Breton video as well. Sablé.
Yeah, I will try to get a video done for everyone, and then share the recipe. Okay, so now
Someone just said it looks like English education TV. Why? Should be French education one.
Okay, so
well, all these French, yes. Okay, now what is the next step?
Huh? What?
What is the next
Okay,
step?
so it's gonna be like that, right? Just bring
It's
the dough
raining.
together.
Is it raining over
Really?
there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Can you use spatula to mix everything, or must you use a mixer, stand mixer?
Oh, you can use a spatula, yes. But with the stand mixer, it makes life easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have baking paper, and you prepare, I would say, 4 sheets because you're going to roll out the batter.
4 sheets, okay.
Because I want to divide the whole thing into 2. So that
I also get some.
Okay.
Then bukannya.
Can, okay. For
Carrie
you.
is here.
Hello, Carrie. Okay,
Eve
so
is here as well, but I don't know how she said. Someone is Eve is saying we need to pin the video so people know what the IG live is about. I have no idea what that means.
Oh,
Do you want to pin what you're making? Pin, you mean like how?
we need a IG live tutorial.
Yeah. Okay, while she's making it, someone can give me a tutorial.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you this part now, okay? You just bring the dough together
Oh.
and you cut it in half. Just work really fast. It's
Work really
still
fast,
okay to
okay.
handle. It's still okay to handle. Like, it's not gonna stick to your hands, right? So just move this aside first. And then you have the rolling pin. And
She's got it all. But
between,
alternatively, you can also use like a wine bottle.
oh, idea.
Right, I've seen people using wine bottles.
Yeah, if you don't have like these things. So just roll it out, but not too thin because you still want a good size for your cookies.
Yeah.
Like not thin cookies. And
So Sablé Breton is like a French salted butter cookie.
yeah, so I'm
So if you
actually
guys
not using salted butter. Like Sablé Nonte, I would just like prefer unsalted.
So Nonte means no salt.
Actually, it's really in reference to the place that this was made.
Oh.
I would just like, I like to just call them sablé because of its buttery texture. It's like melt in your mouth. So I would say roll it out to about like that. Not too thin. When you feel it should be pretty
It feels
even.
like the thickness of a pancake.
I would say maybe 3 mm, 3-4 mm. And then do the same for the second one. And after this, you put it in the fridge to chill so that it's firm enough for you to use a cookie cutter to cut out the shapes that you want. So traditionally, it's done with a fluted cutter, but I don't have the size at home. But I have a small one, and then I have like flowers. So I
Is this one of those cookies? So the cookie actually keeps the shape very well.
Yeah. And this one is like traditionally done with a fluted cutter, and some designs are actually made on the cookie.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep rolling,
Yeah.
rolling, rolling.
So just feel to make sure it's even, and then look at the thickness. And then when it's all done, you just put them on the tray.
This is the part where she puts it in and then she takes out like 3 hours later.
Yes, so you put this in a tray and then you put it into the fridge. And then once it's firm enough, you can cut. So the cookie cutters that I found were so small. I have the bigger ones, which is like round, but I didn't like, I thought that I wanted some shape to my cookies.
That one looks like a regular shape though. Isn't it a regular? Oh, okay, like a normal Subway cookie
So
size?
this is the fluted cookie cutter, and this is a sakura one. Can you see?
Sakura.
Yeah, because now it's like spring, right?
Then you can have it with your sake.
Yeah, okay, yes. Enjoyment.
Sakura. Tylene is here. I need to catch up. What is the weakness of the Singaporean style? What weakness? We are not weak.
What?
No, someone said something. Effect, what do you say? Poor English. English is
Okay.
so poor. Why not just using your mother tongue Chinese to communicate? Hey, Mark Fogg, not say I want to say, but your English also not very good, leh.
What's
There is
that?
a Mark who said English so poor. Why not just using your mother tongue Chinese to communicate? Okay, from now on, Jeanette, we're going to be speaking in British English, all right? Today we're
Yeah,
making
okay.
the sablé breton. Ingredients involved include the butter, which we want to use at room temperature. So first put in the butter, the sugar, as well as one
Eggs and
egg.
vanilla extract.
Yes, and vanilla extract. You could
Yes.
also use a vanilla paste because in the vanilla paste you will have vanilla seeds, which is a very nice touch.
Yes,
Okay.
very. Okay, so ta-da, like after rolling out and all that, right? So after you
Yes.
cut your cookies, you place them nicely on the baking sheet and then put it into the oven at 180 degrees. So it really depends on what size you are baking. So when I baked this size, it's
Can we see it again? Can you hold it nearer?
so when I baked it at this size, it took me about 9 minutes. But I
Oh, so
think if
fast.
if it's bigger, maybe a bit longer. And I also watch for color. So this is the sakura one. Cute, right?
Cute. It actually
Yeah,
reminds me of the Japanese rice biscuits.
it looks like it, but it's actually very, very buttery. So it's not the crunchy, hard kind of biscuits.
So someone is asking
Chef
roughly
Han,
how long do you put it in the fridge?
actually, once you feel it's firm enough for you to cut out the shapes and to pick it out. Why? What's this?
No, firm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Firm.
So
Yeah, once
it
you
has to
think
be
it's
firm
firm
enough to
enough.
cut lah, to push out
Yeah,
the
and
shapes.
to actually, yeah, lift it up and to place on your baking sheet.
Okay.
Because it with this dough, you really need to work very fast because it gets soft very, very easily, especially in our weather. Yeah. So like
put
I
it
was
in the
saying,
fridge, take it out, cut the shapes. In it goes into the oven.
no, and then egg wash. And I'm not sure if you can actually see the designs that I made. The crisscross. Yeah,
Only a
so
little bit though. Only a little bit on the top.
yeah, so I actually used you can use a toothpick to draw the lines. So I actually have this little fork here, and then I just like do a crisscross like that.
Like something like this lah.
Yeah. So yeah. So traditionally it looks like that with the fluted shapes and that crisscross look.
Nice. Hi,
But
Cloversoft.
yeah. Can you see? Yeah, so you egg wash, draw the shapes, and then you bake it. And then
Someone just said that's an eat mooncake fork.
okay. I don't know how to respond to that, So Chef Han actually imparted this cheese cream to me.
Oh, the Parmesan Reggiano.
And I actually did a sandwich like cookie. It's so good.
Chef Han has to share his recipe as well.
Yeah, right. Maybe I should get him online to do it.
Please open a bakery shop.
Okay, I'm done.
You're
It's
done,
your turn.
Shucks, okay. Okay, Ken. Okay, I need to change the angle a little bit. Y'all won't be able to see me though.
Why?
Cause, I need to show you the coffee, right? Okay, what can you see? Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, let
Yes.
me try and make it a bit higher. Sorry, give me some time. I'm trying to give you guys a better vantage point.
So what do you need to prep?
Well, it's coffee. Coffee is pretty straightforward. You just need coffee beans, water, right? And then some vessels that you use to brew the coffee in. So, okay, before I show you guys the coffee, I'm just gonna go through some things while my face is still visible. Okay, my face is visible. So, here I've got a V60 Hario dripper, which Gina, you also have this, right? Yeah.
And mine's a smaller one. Mine's
yours
like
is
for
the
one.
Yes, mine is for 2. So you can make 2 cups of coffee using mine and 1 using Jeanette's, but they're about the same. So then you have a vessel for it to drip into, right? And first up, what you want to do is take the filter paper that looks like this.
The whipped coffee one. No, it's not dalgona.
No, it's not dalgona. This is
proper
specialty coffee. This is like brewed coffee. So this kind of coffee, not many people enjoy it. It's not really a mass market coffee because I think the classic idea that people have of coffee is that it's very gao. It needs to taste very toasty, right? Like very much like the Nanyang coffee that we are very used to. But specialty coffee tends to be a bit more tea-like. So a lot of people who drink it, they're like, what's this? It's not the kind of coffee that you want to add milk and sugar into. So we drink it black, which is what actually a lot of people are starting to do now at home because of the circuit breaker. Like there's a lot of time, and for me, brewing coffee is very therapeutic. The sound that you hear is my grandfather clock. Okay, so so the filter paper, right, you're just gonna fold it along this line as such, right? And then you're just gonna open it up like this and drop it in. Okay?
Actually, I've always been curious. Why do we need to fold?
Because you want it to adhere to the V60 as nicely as possible. So if you don't fold it right, it's gonna pop up. You're gonna have a lot of air spaces. Yeah, I don't usually fold it. I don't fold it like, very hard. I just do it like very gently, just to build a shape, like a cone shape. And then you drop it in. So then with the water that's prepared, right? I don't know if you all can see. 可以看得到吗？看得到。
Yes.
So with the water that's prepared, you're just going to rinse. What you're doing here is, 我手在抖嘞，我真的有 nervous
And your water is at what temperature?
Right now, it's at about 90 degrees. So if you don't have a kettle like this, the one that I have, right, it's temperature regulated. So I can control the temperature. But if you just have a regular kettle, you just off boil and you just pour it in. So what we're doing here is that we're trying to rinse the filter paper. We want to wash out any paper taste that is in this so that it doesn't affect our coffee. And also at the same time, you want it to stick to the sides nicely. So that when we put the coffee beans in later, the grinds and the water goes through, it's going to flow very nicely down. Okay, this is the part I always forget when I'm brewing with my nephews. I always forget to pour away the water that I used to rinse. Okay, so I'm gonna grind the beans on this grinder that I got. It's made in China. It's about $140 only. So I'm using about 15 grams of coffee.
15?
Yeah. I'm using 15 grams of coffee because I'm making a hot coffee here. So
yes, can see you.
I was thinking of doing one hot coffee and also one cold one. And I'll share the parameters that I use with the people who are watching. So for the hot coffee, I'm only using 15 grams. And for the temperature, I'm actually using something that's about maybe 80, lower temperature, 86 to 90, all okay. So I guess that's about, if you boil your water, you leave it for a couple of minutes, that will be about the right temperature. So then you pour your beans in. And you make a small depression in the middle. Then you get the coffee ready. Okay, so this is the part where it gets fun. Can see, huh? You're gonna see it bloom.
Yes.
You're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
the coffee beans release air. So this is a sign of very fresh coffee. If you were to say buy very darkly roasted beans from Starbucks, you are not going to see the blooming happen because those beans are very darkly roasted, and there's hardly any air left in them, hardly any carbon dioxide left in them. So I'm going to go with about 50 grams.
Someone asked if you can use the normal blender for blending the coffee beans.
You mean, actually you can, you know.
Because if they
Actually you
don't have a
can.
special like coffee grinder,
Yeah, so
like
you can do that, but I would suggest that if you don't have a special coffee blender, then you ask whoever you're buying the beans from to blend it for you. So can you see the air bubbles here?
mm-hmm.
So this is the air that's being released. We need to make sure that the air that is in the cells of the coffee beans are being released. Otherwise, when we pour the next batch, you're going to have 打架,就是有空气 coming out from the beans and then got water that's trying to get into it to dissolve the flavors. They'll be fighting against each other, and then you will have under extraction happening. So this is the second pour. I usually go by feel for my hot coffees. I find that hot coffee is a bit more forgiving, so I pour about 60 grams more of water. And you want to go around in like circles so that you make sure that the entire bed of coffee is fairly being showered with water. Okay, so this is the second pour, and then now the third pour. I usually pour once I see that the water has gone down below the coffee grinds. It looks like wet soil. Okay, so third one. So we want to achieve 15 grams coffee to 230 grams of water. That ratio is 1 gram of coffee grinds to 15 grams of water. So for example, if you want to brew a bit less, let's say you want to brew only 10 grams, then you just multiply it by 15, thereabouts. You want to brew more, then you multiply by more. Lor.
Okay.
And this is our last pour. So if you see here, I'm going to try and stop accurately at 230. Quite difficult. This is the part at Sanity Coffee Bar where I always find it very hard to multitask.
Is this?
Actually, this is just one. So in other words, this vessel, right, can contain 30 grams of coffee, but I'm only putting in 15. Ta-da! Wait, Thank you. Am I still here?
Yes. So this is done?
This is almost done, yes. Is it boring?
No, it's not.
Okay, so this is...
So Ishan says it's very therapeutic.
It is very therapeutic. So it looks like this. And you can smell it. Sometimes with coffee, right, I always wish that people could smell it. So the beans that I was using for the hot coffee, is from Tiongho Coffee Roasters. And the origin is from Myanmar. So this one over here.
Do they do delivery?
They do. But because of the new, all the new measures, right, they have very limited stock available because they're not allowed to, you know, really be at 100% capacity for production. Yeah. Okay, so what's most important about coffee is, the thing about coffee is that it changes all the time. To quote James Hoffman, this guy who is very knowledgeable about coffee, he says coffee is like a moving target. I think that's very different from baking. Because like baking, you make sure you got the right temperature, right? You got the right amount and everything. You're going to be pretty confident about getting the same product. But with coffee, it changes every day. So when the coffee is roasted, Even your 心情 today will affect how your coffee tastes. So coffee is a
So
moving
how
target.
is your 心情 today?
Nervous.
How is it?
It's very good. It's got a nice body. So when we say, a tea-like body, it's not, plain water is very light. But you can feel that there's a bit of weight on your tongue. And there's sweetness, fruitiness. When we say sweetness is in coffee, we don't mean sugar, but it's more like it reminds you of something. So for example, this cup reminds me a little bit of, say, this kind of sweetness and in aroma that you get from eating an apple. Very much like tea, actually. Yeah. So I'll share the parameters of how I brewed this on Instagram. And yeah, how long has this video been? Are people bored yet?
I don't know. How long has it been?
Because it's 30 minutes already. We were saying that 我们只要讲半个小时.
Oh yeah. Well, but we are very we finished within 30 minutes.
So I actually wanted to do an ice version, but I think this will do lah. Otherwise, I scared people don't have the attention span for so much talking. So I've got my coffee, and the best thing about coffee is that you can have it with something sweet.
Yeah.
Like Jeanette's
Perfect.
what? The fudge cookie.
Yeah. And now you have sablé.
What is the meaning of sablé?
It's actually like sandy, kind of like the texture, the buttery texture of the cookies.
Oh,
are you listening?
Now I'm listening. I understand, because I was thinking, did you mean that sablé is tea time or something like? Okay, now you have a siesta. Now you have a sablé. But you meant that,
as in like you have what, the fudge, so now you have sablé as well.
Yeah. So can you also go and brew your coffee?
Yeah, okay, I will try and tell you what happens to it. Because sometimes I feel like
parameters.
Yeah, because sometimes when I brew my own coffee, I feel like the taste is always different, and the difference is quite extreme.
Really good.
Thank you very much.
You know I don't, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm very happy.
Ellie, want to eat cookie? I mean, what the fudge? Yeah. Anyone has any other questions? Please ask now, otherwise we're going to end off soon. Cloversoft wants some what the fudge in exchange for some tissue paper.
Really? Did they say that?
No.
So you're their spokesperson?
You are their spokesperson.
I mean, for them asking for what the fudge.
Actually, there were some questions that people asked that we can share a little bit about. For example, how did you start on your baking journey? And how did I start on my coffee journey?
So I've always enjoyed baking. I always thought that it was pretty therapeutic. I would bake when I felt like it, maybe even like at night after filming and all that. And what I felt was that when I bring my bakes on set or when people like it, it made me very, very happy. There was this kind of connection with food, when people eat and they just love it. There's no way you can lie about it as well. You can't tell someone that, oh, I love it, and then half of it is not eaten, that kind of thing. But when my bakes are finished, I feel very happy, and that's the kind of happiness that can't be described in words. It's just a kind of satisfaction that you've made people happy with food. And then the thing is, when I first started, it was all through like reading recipe books and watching videos and all that. So I thought that I wanted to learn something properly, learn the methods professionally, know what I'm doing, know what I'm not doing right. And so that's when I decided that I wanted to go into le cordon bleu. Yeah. And then,
But when you
yeah, I
joined the
really
Cordon
enjoyed.
Bleu, what was the very first thing you realized that you've been doing wrong all this time?
Mm,
Or you realized, hey, actually, I've been right.
no. There are definitely moments where I was like, oh, so it's supposed to be done this way, or this technique is this way. I can't really remember what was it, but there were a lot of new things that I was learning, and I always felt that baking was very magical, like how
Mm.
uh pastry cream would thicken in the pot and all that. And I thought that was like, wow,
It's
it
chemistry.
yes,
Baking, I
right,
would say,
but
even for coffee, it's all chemistry.
and how you can actually create new things by having proper knowledge. So I think that's really important as well because knowing how things are done correct, I think it's very important, especially for me. I think I'm
Mm.
just speaking on a personal capacity that when I want to learn something, I make sure I learn the correct stuff.
Mm. It's like
Mm.
the choux pastry that you were sharing on the previous IG live is the base for a lot of things. So you get that right, you can build upon it and you can do a lot of different
Yes.
variations.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's the same for coffee as well. So if I could share a little bit about my coffee journey, it started in 2010 actually after Chabasheng released our first album, and we took a year to produce what we felt was a good album, but promotion for that only lasted 2 weeks. So after that, I was very lost. I wasn't sure how to continue on this journey, and I ended up waitressing at Bishan Park. There's a place called Canopy, and then from there, I got a job as a barista at Oriole Coffee. So you used to be like Republic Plaza, and it's now at 313 Somerset. So I worked as a barista for about 7 months, 7 to 8 months, and from there, I just was very amazed by the world of coffee. Yeah, and then I told myself I would enjoy coffee, but I would never start a cafe. But lo and behold, a year ago, there was the opportunity to open Sanity Coffee, and I just jumped into it, lor. And it's been very, very um like I think like what you said, like when you see people finish your bakes, when I see people finish the cup of coffee, like 喝到一干二净, it's clean. There is a sort of satisfaction and an 安慰 that like okay, because a lot of the hard work that goes into that cup of coffee or into that bake, right, is not
It's
shared, right? It's
appreciated.
actually hidden down there. There's a lot of
Mm.
insecurity and like you never know, maybe I did something
Mm.
wrong, but you will never know. So when you see it finished, you just feel like this is exactly what I set out to do, you know. Be able to hand out a cup of sanity, and hopefully the person who finished this cup of coffee has a little bit more energy to go forth and face the day. Yeah. So with the circuit breaker right now, I do miss, actually this is very nice because I think I do miss being on the counter at the coffee table, brewing coffee and trying to multitask. But through that experience, I made so many good friends. I've heard so many interesting stories, and like coffee is this way to link people up as much as it is with bakes lah. Like how we're doing this not because we're friends, but also because like I like coffee and you bake, right? If we didn't have this, we'd be like, 我们 IG live 聊什么呢? That
Yeah.
kind.
And like, what can we share with people that, during this time they can also do at home
Mm,
and share with people like what we enjoy doing as well.
yeah,
Yeah. So are
for
you
sure.
doing R&D? Like
I
creating new flavors,
I
creating new.
am right now. The problem is I need approval in order to make sure that I can operate, and I want to be extra careful about that. I'm still waiting for the email approval from MTI. I've called them twice already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not rushing into it lah. Although 我是很紧张的 because it's a
No, I mean,
business
I mean
after all.
like like
Oh, you mean
like
at home ah?
R&D. Like creating new flavors at home so that when you're ready to launch again.
Actually, that's the thing. I haven't had much time to do any R&D because my house has 11 packs and I've got 4 young nephews in my house. So if you guys check out my Instagram, you'll see that the last 5 or 6 posts are all about the boys because that's what we're
Mm.
doing now. But I do think that I might want to try doing the shoe pastry together with them.
Okay.
Like I was watching your video that you posted, I was like, hey, can, maybe I can try
Mm-hmm,
it out.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think the first
So
maybe
yeah,
three
you
weeks is
were.
us trying to get into the rhythm. but then now we're easing a little bit better into it. So hopefully I can do a bit more lor. And then 我
So
跟你
now
请
you were
教啦。
saying, so you were saying that you are trying to get approval,
for Sanity
and how
Coffee
is
to
that?
be able to operate. I don't know leh. Anyone here who works for MTI? Can help to expedite?
I think now they're all very strict about it.
Yeah, very strict.
Mm.
So even all the home bakeries, home kitchens,
Have to
they all have to
cease.
cease.
Yeah. So, it's going to be tough for a lot of people who depend on that for a
Yeah,
livelihood.
yeah. But hang in there, guys. Hang in there. What we're doing is not just for us, lah, right? We're doing it for Singapore. So it's difficult,
Yes.
but try to
We'll
stay
get through it.
sane. Yeah.
Drink more coffee.
Drink more coffee. Get drunk on coffee.
Now you can brew your own coffee.
There are a lot of cafes right now who sell like a home brewing kit. So you guys can go and check it out. Homeground has it, Quarter Life has it, Glyph has it. All the familiar names that you all know, they all sell home brewing kits. Yeah.
Then we'll have a lot of baristas coming out from this situation.
That would be great.
Yeah.
We can all share tips. 不嫌多这种东西.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yay. So we finished
one last.
our
Shall we
share.
end off with one last question? The last question is, how do we get to know each other?
Oh yes, I think
Some
I
people
saw
are a
the
bit baffled
question.
by our friendship. Because like
Yeah.
你演戏 and then 我唱歌 and then we would yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Dream Makers, right? Was it
No, that musical.
Oh, the Happy Together.
Yeah, so after Little Nyonya, they actually decided to stage a Peranakan musical about the Little Nyonya, and then we got actually Carrie and Tia on board as well.
Yeah, we were the
and
sisters.
That's how we so
sisters.
that's how we got to know each other, right?
Yes.
And then after that, the next time we got to work together was on Dreammakers.
Yeah. It's been quite many years already. So it took time. I think with all friendships, right, it took time to get to know each other. And release our inner key cell sides.
Yes. I think we're like very comfortable with each other sometimes.
Yeah. Like sometimes I smack you when you roll your eyes at me.
I didn't do that. I did it okay during this session. I'm very, very nice.
Yeah, we're very professional here.
Yeah.
Hey, IG Live can have more people next time or not?
I
IG
think
Live
so. I'm not sure now. I've never tried, Maybe you can try next time.
Yeah. Okay.
How small would the screen be? Like split screens until
4 lor. Dang, 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 dang.
I've never tried 4. Maybe one day we can try.
Yeah, one day we can house party.
Okay. House party. Okay, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
She just rolled her eyes. You can roll her eyes.
I didn't. Okay, bye, Tia.
Bye. How to end? Okay, bye.
Okay, guys, I'm leaving as well. Bye. See you next time.